Hello, everyone, and welcome to the College of Inspiration, where we seek to inspire you with our role-playing adventures. Today, we are continuing our Arkpoint campaign, our Fantasy Noire games that explores the crimes and politics in the city of Arkpoint. After a tight combat session last session, we'll probably be doing a lot of roleplay this session. Should be good. I am Cosmo, he, him, host and game master for this campaign. I am joined by Scarlet Song, she, her, JuniperFinch,
Yaha.
he, him, Rain,
Heyo.
he, him, and
Yo.
Alexander Kernst, he, him.
Yo.
And I know how to split our players. There we go. A few other shoutouts. The art for this campaign has been provided by two wonderful artists. All the character sprites and overlays provided by our ever hardworking artist, Scarlet Song. And the NPC art done by our good friend Eldritch Flatcap.
Eldritch Flatcap?
The music that I use in Arkpoint was composed by Kevin MacLeod. Big thank you to Kevin MacLeod. And the virtual tabletop we use is the Alchemy RPG VTT, and with certain background elements provided by the Kinomancer. The animations and whatnot. Very cool. And as a final quick announcement, something super exciting. The Lux demo that we've been talking about for the past few months is out tomorrow.
Dun dun dun!
So, yes. Lux is an indie platforming game developed here in Australia. You can follow the protagonist Lou as she tries to bring light to the world that has gone dark. And you can do so tomorrow. So go check that out.
Jam!
And I think that's all the pre-game announcements. We'll have some very exciting... I mean, no, I will shout this out now. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to our YouTube channel. We hit 100
Yay!
subscribers this week,
Guy.
and it just means so much to us. So yes, big thank you to everyone who is our first 100 subscribers. And honestly, if you ever miss the VODs or anything, you can go check out them all on YouTube. They're all there.
If you're currently watching this on YouTube, hello.
Hello, thank you.
Hi!
I hope you've subscribed. It means the world to us.
Subscribe.
Ring that bell.
Oh god, do we have to do a like and subscribe plug at the end?
No,
Click that like
Oh,
button.
Please no.
we do it ironically.
Yeah.
Comment
Do
below
we-
why the
do we
account is your
really?
favorite character.
Yes, big thank you for all that. That it means so much to all of us. We're glad we can inspire you, and yeah. I think that's everything for that. Let's. Oh no, of course. There's one more. Big thank you to Patch from Quest Junkies UK
Catch!
for making our wonderful intro animatic. So we'll jump right
Just
into
so
that.
cool.
It is so cool. All right, let's get into that and then get into game.
Every time.
And back?
That never gets old.
No.
It's so cool. And it's ours.
It
What
is.
the fuck?
Well, with all that out of the way, I think we can jump right in. But before I get to the last time we did, let's have a bit of a flashback, shall we?
What?
Ambushed. Surrounded. Following orders, your squad had pushed deep into enemy territory in an attempt to sabotage a major staging center. You were caught and unable to retreat. You try to take in the situation. Your father pulls you down just as an arrow flies where your head had been seconds earlier. You okay?
Yeah, I think so. Did it get me?
You're fine. You're fine. Quite the pickle we found ourselves in, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting it.
No, I mean... Didn't expect... I mean, enemy territory. But... I don't know how they found us. But no, we can get out. It's this is fine.
Remember your training. Remember your training.
Just... He, puts his hand on your shoulder, looks into your eyes. I'm very proud of you, Scoop.
But, huh? What's that all about? They can set a melee on me now?
You know, I've been in worse situations than this. Yeah. I'm gonna need you to cover me. I'm gonna get us a way out of here. Here. Take the number 9.
Well, what are you gonna use?
I don't need it right now. Better in your hands.
Okay, but
On a count of 3, I'm gonna make a break. 3, 2,
ready. Wait.
and as he says, number 1. Deafening sound, explosion. Everything goes black. And we cut to much later. The landlord unlocks the door to your father's office. Oh, here you go. It's all yours
Nice.
now. So how long's it been?
It doesn't matter.
I'll leave you to it.
Alright then.
Uh,
Scoop just strolls in,
you step
closes
in.
the door behind him.
The office is just as you remember it before you left or across the ocean. It's a bit more dusty, though. So, piles of notes and whatnot, filing cabinets, bookshelves. A nice leather-backed chair behind a wooden desk. Big board with pins and strings in it on the wall. Typewriter set on the desk.
Scoop throws a a rucksack onto a nearby couch and flips the keys around in his hand, scratching at the side of his face as he looks around the room. He turns to face the glass door where it says just Private Snoop. He puts his hand to his mouth as he looks back through the room. The chair facing away at the window, he looks at it. It catches his eye, and he holds the image in his head for a while, before walking over it, putting a finger on it, spinning it around to see that it's empty. Taps the keys on the table before letting them go, and they fall to a clump on it. It's just not the same. He looks over at a bookshelf off to the side, and a volume sits on top. Its pages open. Strolls over and picks it up and starts flicking through the pages. Sits down on the couch and turns to page number 1. And starts burying his face in it. Slowly turning to the next page, followed by the next.
And scene fades to black as Scoop spends his time reading through these books. Strange scenes and okay. And now
Okay, I didn't need my heart anyway.
last time in Arkpoint. Through a combination of quick thinking and impressive combat skills, our crew took down the Black Cloaks threatening the fundraising gala and put a stop to whatever their plans were for the Cardinal Majesty's engine room. So we find ourselves. You have just knocked out these aggressive party crashers. All the various party goers in the room are shocked and unsure how to act. The only people really making moves are Lord Amberwood and Councilman Woodrow, who are basically just trying to make sure all the Black Cloaks get handcuffed and are, moved somewhere safely.
I think you see Miss Cotter go very still as she realizes what's happened and what she's done and making.
Yes, as you currently still have your sword out.
I'm gonna make my way over to get the top part of its sheath without making much eye contact with anyone.
As you walk over to the couch where the top half of the umbrella was leaning up against,
Yes.
Lady Sanguis is sitting on that couch and next to Violet Amberwood, Janus's mother. They're both sort of just shocked expression, mouth a bit ajar. Just Violet is very much staring at her son. But Lady Amberwood sees you walk over, doesn't say anything, but definitely has a questioning sort of eye to her facial expression.
Miss Cotta has kept her eyes low this entire time. She like curtsies out of usual decorum. Takes the front of it. I don't believe you'll be needing this right now. I will attend to the situation at hand. Mistress. Puts the sheath back on. Slowly starts to turn around. Do I get stopped?
Yeah, no, she just sort of gives a half nod and kind of just looks around the room.
And as she does, she's got the umbrella and it's clenched like a defensive just bundle. Her knuckles are just white. As she sort of shakily approaches the accountant, if possible. I don't know what you've been doing in the scene so far, so.
I think the accountant has just finished speaking to that delinquent, the one who had acquiesced to life as they decided that was their best choice. And he's just kind of, making his way back over, nodding at people, smiling, doing the usual social thing as though this is not particularly much of a muchness, and just refixing his jacket. But I suppose he can't help but notice the distress here, and he'll kind of make his way to meet you.
And as you get close enough, she goes, Detective Mr. Accountant Investigator, sir.
Yes. How can I help you, Miss Cotter?
There is something that you'll maybe need to see out the back. There was something that they were carrying that is not actually in that bag anymore. That's just oil bottles. But this way, please.
Right. I'll follow on.
Looks over to Scoop, checks if Janus needs healing, if anyone's okay as she's going by. Are you injured, by the way?
Oh, no, I'm totally fine.
Okay, good to know. I managed to get Scoop a little bit before, but oh my. And then as the kitchen door goes, that's like.
So as you two make your way into the kitchen, Scoop, I believe you were handcuffing Cameron. Are you anything you want to do?
Cameron at this point, I assume, is unconscious.
Cameron is currently unconscious. Yes, most of the ones you were fighting were.
I've lifted him up and put him into one of the it's not, wouldn't be called a stool, like the leather couch against a wall, just by the kitchen doorway. And as I'm sitting there, I'm just sort of scratch the wall a little bit as it's charred a little from the dragon's breath earlier.
And
that'll buff out.
Is Janus doing anything right now? You've just knocked out two of these Black Cloaks. One seemed to be like the second in command. Sam?
Janus gonna wheel around, sort of assess the situation, see if everything's gone quiet again.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
He's gonna stand up straight and approach Dame Naval.
Okay. She has sort of straightened her dress out a bit more, her blouse, fixed it up after being, a bit of rough housing. Yes, rescued by the accountant. She seems to be also, being a bit more active than most of the other guests. Like, she's not completely stunned like the rest of them. She seems to be talking to the person sort of in charge of the staff. Like, she's talking to someone who she can relay orders through to the rest of the staff to be like, hey, let's do some things. Get things sorted. As you approach She's like, "Oh, hello.
Excuse me, madam. I just wanted to check up. Are you okay?
Yes, yes. He didn't manage to hurt me at all. Thank you. That's can't believe.
The first time can be pretty shocking, huh?
Hmm.
He says with what is clearly a knowing expression, but oblivious to any of her response.
Fair. She's like,
You've been kidnapped once. Once!
Yeah, and the first time's really shocking.
This is his second party gone awry.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yes, the first time. I mean, I've had to deal with handsy men in the past. But you know, usually not with the intention of shooting with a crossbow. That's for sure.
I'm glad to hear you're holding up okay. If you need anything, let me know. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, young man. Very appreciated. You were Lord Amberwood's son, right?
Yes. Janus Amberwood.
Lovely to meet you, Janus. Thank you. It was a very impressive skills you have there.
Oh, thank you. I've been practicing.
You can tell. Well, I'll maybe your father or counselor needs some help. I'll let you do it. We'll figure all this out.
Oh. Right, now where's Prague? And Janus kind of politely does a little bow and turns away to clearly looking for somebody.
Okay.
Pragostine.
Yeah.
The skillful ninja amongst all of us.
Let's pop back to the
Okay.
kitchen, where
After that exhale of panicked air, I'll say, an odd calmness falls on Miss Cotter's shoulders for how nervous she was prior. The moment the doors close, there's a reassurance as you're at her back. But she straightens up and she looks upon the rest of the staff and chefs and wait staff with just this quite, I won't say democratically elected, more like inspired through fear kind of stance, I guess, as she turns to everyone in the kitchen and goes, "All right, the situation has been resolved. Is everyone all right?"
there's a yeah, no, we're all good. What
Lovely.
happened?
Enough. Now, you'll find out probably the details of it later. Likely the Coast Guard will interview every single one of you. I hope none of you have anything to hide. Looks to the side. Anyway, we currently have a large number of guests who are very, very... the adrenaline's starting to leave them and we're starting to see some panic. Could we please have dessert brought out early, as well as some hot chocolates? Nothing too strong. We don't need anyone throwing up on the way back, because heavens knows how they held their lunch so far. Coffee, tea. Can we get on that, please?
Yes, ma'am. And they start getting to work, preparing desserts and hot drinks.
And if anybody asks if they could have anything particularly strong, give them a watered down version.
There's some nods.
And turns to the accountant and, with a very completely different expression, goes, "There's something you might need to see. I don't know what it is, but it was in the bag."
Right, of course. I was worried something was wrong with you.
Oh,
You're not
There
injured, are you?
is. Checks arms, checks parts dress a little to check legs. No, I seem to be fine.
Good. Please.
But this way, and takes them over to the fridge. And brings out all of the different pieces of the alchemical looking device that was put together. Throughout it, she is increasingly shaking. More, and then more. And then, do you remember when you offered to have a set of shirts at your place?
Of course.
And she starts to look quite visibly upset. Should it happen that I might need to have somewhere to stay for...
The accountant puts just a large hand on your shoulder. Whatever you need, of course.
I'm sorry. It'll only be temporary. I've got enough saved up should I need to find a room to rent, but just... It's again, isn't it?
Unless you have become a clairvoyant in the past 24 hours, I doubt it. You just help save the lives of everybody on this ship. That is far from grounds from being removed from service.
It's less the grounds for removal and what I might invite now that enough people can see what I can do.
Perhaps
There
then
is
you
no
can-
way in hell Ricky's not finding out about this.
Perhaps then, maybe running isn't quite the option it once was. You're not alone.
It's easier. No one gets hurt then.
Well, if you happen to see the scene that happened outside, maybe no one actually does have to get hurt. And trust me, I would know.
You did seem to be pulling your punches, yes.
Maybe there's a reason you didn't leave Arkpoint in the first place. That would have been the smart thing, and you know it.
Well, it's more like I didn't really have a choice. I left Arkpoint. Sanguis Manus was on the outskirts. It was in the nowhere, surrounded by the nature. And then we kind of went back to the city, and I couldn't exactly leave Lady Sanguis, especially after what happened with her husband.
The furthest place you could manage to bring yourself was the outskirts of the same town. Seraphor is less than 10 days from here. I don't think you wanted to.
There's like a distinct kind of pout. She doesn't pout, but there's like a Suppose maybe subconsciously not.
No one has to get hurt unless you decide to hurt them.
I already made that decision. And I hurt them.
Well, if this is what they look like when they're hurt, I think they're fine.
If they're anything like I remember, Panama probably regularly comes into work with bloodied knuckles or half drunk. And Ricky's always got one strap a little bit off to the side. And the back of his hair not quite brushed straight. And then she pauses. Her hands drift up to the birch around her neck. And I have no idea how he's doing. He was always the hardest to read.
Of that we
And
can
always
agree.
smiling. Always smiling. Always jolly. Except when he was teaching a life lesson, then particularly scowly.
I don't know what happened between you and the family. Not explicitly. But you've shown me that people change. And some things that you think might have to be a certain way don't. But you have to ask.
The thing is, I was asked. And I left because I couldn't make that decision. And I'm honestly scared of what it means. Because if he's asking questions like that, then... Anyway. Thank you. I promise to bring a big bone for Prague if it should occur.
Well, of course, and whatever you need.
Do you know what to
But-
do with this stuff?
Oh, I'm sure I can find something to do with it. But
That
I
is
will
overboard.
just remind you,
Oh.
you are well aware of my former occupation, and that has barely hesitated, well, any presence of my company.
I mean, yes. So? Yep. She's now very confused.
I think perhaps you do want some closure. Because any sensible person would have stayed a very far distance from me.
But why?
You're worried that Ricky will hear about this, and yet
Oh,
we
he
have
will.
been... Well, Ricky has definitely heard of me.
I mean, of course he has. You worked for the family.
And by the power of association,
So has Janus? Wait, have you made... Wait, has Janus...
that's not the point or relevant.
Wait, hold up. Have you been getting Janus to do... You haven't, have you?
Of course not.
He's too... Well, he's too Janus.
Exactly. It would be an awful fit.
No, I could see a darker timeline. That would be something that would potentially happen, but hopefully not.
If you really wanted to avoid hanging out with people who work for them, is probably not the best way. But it's okay to be hesitant, to be afraid. We can find out together, or you can crash at my place. Whatever you need.
I'll let you know. I'm still sorting out a lot of things, honestly, on my end.
Miss Cotter.
Yes,
And behind the accountant, entering into the kitchen, is Bonnie Sanguis.
there's a distinct undercurrent of, like, the expression of fuck.
Lady Sanguis, I didn't hear you come in. My apologies. Nod politely.
Curtsy's law.
No worries. I'm not interrupting anything, am I? I can.
Helps an introvert.
No, no. Just making possible plans. stressful times and all that.
Of course.
If you would like a moment, I can leave you in peace.
I would like a word if possible.
The panic in Miss Cotter's eyes as she almost goes to reach for your sleeve.
I'll talk with you in a moment.
If
I grab an hors d'oeuvre as I go out.
I mean, this conversation
Why is
doesn't.
he leaving me under the fucking bus?
This conversation doesn't need to be private if you would prefer his company.
Oh, no, it's alright. He's... Honestly, he probably has better things to do anyway.
Maybe we could go up to the top deck.
Yes, Mom. I instructed the others to send out dessert early, and tea to settle the guests down. Would you like some chamomile?
That would be lovely. Do you need anything? I'll take that as a
I'll
yes.
be...
Can we get...
no, it's...
We'll take a pot of chamomile with 2 cups, please. We'll be up on the top deck. Shall we? She gives
sure
instructions to one of the staff. You're not
thing.
working tonight, remember?
I don't know how not to work, Mum.
I'm picking up on that, yes.
It's just Miss Cotter is a little shaky. She debates taking her umbrella with her. She'll take her umbrella with her.
Okay. And you two leave the kitchen and make your way up that spiral staircase towards the top deck. As the accountant, you enter back into the main area. I assume.
Did the right thing.
Yes.
Throw her under the bus.
What have Scoop and Janus been up to while this conversation was happening?
All right. Well, I was straightening his outfit, at which point, like, him straightening it is, if anything, unstraightening it.
Janus has had 0 luck finding apparently the stealthiest creature on the planet.
That's the epilogue.
Prague was actually up on the top deck and has come down, and like as the accountant has left the kitchen, he's come off the stairs and joined him at his side. He seems to have a chunk of like ripped black cloak in his mouth.
Where have you been?
Huh?
Fair enough.
Okay. Who's
Sir,
next? Right. Scoop.
I think while that conversation in the kitchen was happening, your father and Woodrow have, now that they've secured the Black Cloaks, they're getting them moved down to the storage area, just below the ship, like below the kitchen, and have contacted the Coast Guard, who are, on their way with one of their patrol ships, as the Cardinal Majesty is making its way back towards the port. From what you can gather, they, plan to offload the criminals onto the guard ship and get all the guests back home safe.
Good. That sounds like a good plan. Scoop.
Yeah. What is it, Janus?
How are you doing? You looked a little distant for a moment there.
Oh. Not too bad. Just, I know this fellow. Gesturing at, Cameron slumped against the chair.
I
He used
heard.
to, yeah. I've consulted with him a few times on cases.
I didn't know you were in the army.
Scoop looks, if anything, like, momentarily like, what's the one I'm looking for? Caught in a deer in the headlights? That's the one I'm looking for? Yeah, long time ago.
You never mentioned it.
It's not important, really.
Okay.
All
This is going to
distant
make for
past.
some. This is going to be very interesting when it ends up on the news. In the news. Oh.
Councilman. Scoop goes to, like, wave down Woodrow and, Janus's father.
Mother, not mother. Damn it. There we are.
Yeah.
This fellow here, I know him reasonably well. By any chance, could I, when they take him in, could I go with him? Just sort of want to make sure he's treated, justly.
Woodrow kind of looks at Quincy and Quincy's, I don't see why not. Sure thing, detective.
Thanks. Strange that it resort to such things. I mean, what is this, hijacking a boat? It's a very roundabout way to send a message.
That's pretty desperate.
I think
Actually,
As-
yeah.
as you say this, you hear from the chairs. It's the only way you get them to listen. And you see that Cameron has woken up.
Welcome back. Oh,
What are you doing, Scoop? Why are you here?
I was invited.
You're rolling with the big money now?
Just spending the day with some friends.
He looks at Woodrow. He's like, friends?
Mm-hmm.
That one's... Your father would be alive if it wasn't for these people, Scoop.
Scoop looks deadpan and serious for a moment before clicking out of it. It's not like that. You know it isn't.
Of course I know that's what it is. Do you think that artillery strike was an accident?
No. I think someone fired it at us.
Who do you think pulled that trigger?
Someone I'll probably never meet. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
I didn't. Woodrow kind of locking eyes with Cameron at this point. Snoop was just... You weren't meant to be there. The whole mission went wrong. But orders were given. He said, I told him the risk, but he said he could handle it. He said he said luck was on your side, that he would win you the war, or win us the war. I didn't realize you were all under that coordinates. Till it was too late.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, Scoop. You see? He admits it.
What are you saying?
I'm saying, Scoop, that your father gave us the coordinates for that artillery strike. And
but
he said you'd survive. Like, it was a dangerous mission, but he accepted it anyway. Got us the coordinates of the staging area. And you guys were caught.
I don't believe you. If he had done that, he would have told me.
He always wanted to be the hero.
He was a hero.
He was. I mean, his actions won us the war. But the cost of his life, at the health of his squad.
It's not important. It's...
Actually, Scoop, I think it is.
What is? That...
If your father made that sacrifice to save you, save everyone as best he could, if he was the squad leader, it was his call.
But he would have known. He would have written it in... I have his journal. It doesn't say any of this.
I imagine it would if he got the chance. None of this is written in the history books. I think it should be.
Who's gonna write it, huh?
Janus looks around at the three other people at the table. I think we have everything we need right here.
I don't care what you tell me. We didn't win. Maybe you won. I lost. I lost everything. Scoop goes to sit down and slumps in a chair.
Exactly. Scoop. That's all these people do. They take. Ignore God. For who they hurt.
Scoop looks up from him. Wipes a tear from one of his eyes so he can see better. Sees Janus. Sees Lord Amberwood. Doesn't even look at Woodrow. Not everyone.
Well. Keep living in your fantasies then.
And what fantasies are you living in? Is this you, a hero? If we hadn't stopped you, would you be a hero?
I've changed the city for the better.
How? Tell me.
Persuasion roll, please.
Ooh, I can do those. Theoretically.
Oh no.
Oh wait, no, it's perception I'm good at. Persuasion I'm terrible at. That's a 2.
Cameron kind of looks at the company around this little table next to the couch that he's been slumped against. It's not important. Just know when things go from bad to worse in the future, Scoop, you were on the wrong side of things.
I'm not on anyone's side. Scoop throws up his hands and gestures vaguely around the area. I'm just here to see the story to its end.
I think at that Lord Amberwood, or should probably move him down to the hold with the rest of them until the Coast Guard get here.
Good idea. Be careful, you still got a breath weapon. Assuming you could keep it down. He says in sort of like a jokey manner, half laughing to himself.
Woodrow and Quincy sort of get him to his feet, start walking him to the door.
Cosmo,
Mm-hmm.
would it be fair to say that the Countess made his way into the room and sat at the bar, ordered a drink, sent it back, ordered a non-watered down drink, and has just kind of watched this play out?
I think so, yeah. think you made your way into the room just as Cameron sort of woke up.
I don't mind if I didn't hear it. I'd like to follow after Woodrow and Lord Amberwood.
Mm-hmm.
Prague. Prague. Go check on Janus, just to be sure. I think he was looking for you. And I'd like to follow down the stairs into the storage room, I believe you said.
Yes. As you make your way down the stairs, you follow behind Lord Amberwood and Woodrow.
I would like to try really hard not to loom.
No worries. It is a bit difficult with Woodrow's slightly shorter sort of status, but
Yeah.
stature. Sorry.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Accountant.
If you wouldn't mind, after you've stored away Mr. Carmen, I believe it was.
Cameron.
Sorry, Cameron. Would you mind if I had a word with the pair of you?
Sure.
And, kind of follow as they go through, do what they do.
Yeah. They sort of carry Cameron down. They ask if you could help moving some of those the detainees. I think they gesture to Sam, the second in command.
Do not believe we've had the pleasure, but if you wouldn't mind following.
They're still sort of unconscious.
Oh,
Janus hit them pretty hard.
after seeing no response, I just pick him up.
Them.
I pick them up.
Yep.
I don't know this person.
Yes, this was the one that seemed to be casting some magic during the fight. They have like short cut, like sort of tan hair, softish features. Though it sort of looks like it's the kind of soft features that have come from were once hard features and have softened recently. You notice I think
Pommel.
yeah. I think you'll notice in the top half of their ear is a prominent piercing.
I pick them up reasonably gently. I will carry them politely.
Yeah. They completely out of it. But yeah. You help them. You help Quincy and Woodrow take these the detainees down to the hold. Basically, get them so they're locked to a support beam, so they can't get anywhere, but they're not uncomfortable in any way. They'll be safe here until the Coast Guard can take care of them. Shall we?
Of course. Thank you for your time. I suspect both of you may have some questions for me. I was hoping that I could simply get ahead, provide you with some answers.
I mean, depends on if there's anything you need to say about this situation, then please, we're all ears.
Oh, well, actually, of this situation, no. Not particularly. I'm actually genuinely here as a guest. Actually,
What did you...
I was expecting something completely different, if I'm 100% honest.
Uh, in terms of
Well, actually, I appear to have misread the situation entirely.
I mean, if it has anything to do with jumping into the fight, just you seem to have the stature of a
Boxer.
boxer. Impressive. And given that you're working with Scoop now, I assume you're on the side of the law. So
Well, actually, that's exactly what I was going to explain. So, because I have wasted both your times, but I was glad I was able to assist with these individuals. Of course,
the watch.
there is
Oh.
one thing that is perhaps relevant to the watch.
Mhm.
Lord Amberwood, less so you, and I do not wish to concern you. Councillor Woodrow, if you have any alchemical experts, specifically those good at diffusion, I would suggest you have them sent with the Coast Guard.
Understood. We'll make sure we'll have someone to handle. I assume that was that bag that they were carrying.
The fridge now, but yes.
Thank you, Mr. Accountant. Your cooperation and assistance has been quite helpful. There will definitely be follow-ups in the investigation of what happened tonight. So, please,
Well,
if the
you know where my office is.
the watch will be in touch. Thank you.
Lord Amberwood, once again, I do commend you on the work of your son. Incredible.
Yes, thank you. Been spending some time with you, it seems.
To a degree, yes. He, perhaps wouldn't want to tell you this, but I will be honest. He has spent some time, well, as you can gather, training his physical prowess. And I have been keenly observing that progress. I assure you, nothing unsanitary or anything of the like has occurred. He is quite exceptional. And
He's quite enthusiastic on helping the city, so what you and Scoop have been doing definitely must have took some interest. He took some interest in that. I just keep him safe, please. I know what happened with the
yes. And I assure you, nothing of that sort will occur again. You have my words.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, please, I will allow you to continue your work and so forth. I will return upstairs and perhaps, hopefully, enjoy the rest of this evening. I have
What's
a
left
plus
of it?
one to talk to.
Okay. Speaking of that, we should probably have this conversation. We make our way.
All of the noises that Scarlet is currently making are just the internal ramblings of Miss Cotter, but with, more of the accent.
Excuse me. You've walked up these stairs to the top deck. Bonnie has sort of led you towards the stern of the ship, away from the wheelhouse where the captain was,
Right.
to give you as much privacy as possible for this conversation.
somehow I'm having flashbacks to another time down a different hallway, also overlooking the ocean. That one was a little bit scarier, honestly.
Are you okay, Miss Cotter?
Checks over again. Again, slightly parts her skirt to see if she's got any injuries. Oh, yes, no, it seems to be fine, ma'am. I didn't get any cuts.
It's quite a few knives you're carrying.
Is there one right nearby?
Well, I think she caught a flash of one as you were checking yourself over. So,
Oh.
oh, yeah.
I would say that, yes, ma'am. Honestly, force of habit. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry for what? You risked your own life to save everyone on board? I'm assuming there was something very dangerous in that bag you were carrying?
They were putting it near the engine room, and it was clinky and alchemical, and honestly looked like something out of Lord Sanguis's
She
laboratory.
gives like a soft nod to that. She's like, oh, okay.
I wasn't
yes,
sure what it could be, and I didn't want to risk it.
Thank you. It means clearly you have a history that I don't know about. You've only been in my employ for just over half a year now.
I suppose so, yes.
I'm assuming that is not the life you want to go back to, given you've been happy being a maid. I don't know what's going on. This is
my entire life. Mum takes the tea, offers it if the tea has arrived.
one of the staff has come up with a tray. They set it on the railing.
If you'll allow me,
Mm-hmm.
I think this tea is very familiar type of chamomile, a very specific blend that she knows very well. If that's all right.
Yes.
The tea is chamomile base with hints of rose and lavender and lemongrass. There is a hint of red color to the brew as it catches the light of the hibiscus strain that runs through it. As Miss Cotta sees the brew, there's a deep sigh, and my entire life, Mum, I have been at service. It's what I know. It's what I'm good at. And for most of my life as well, I have been the guardian, in every sense of the word, of the people I call master, mistress. And that includes defending them. I may not be a maid tonight, Mum. But like I said, I don't really know how not to stop working. And I didn't want anyone hurt.
Bonnie goes to put her hand on your shoulder, sort of stops. May I hug you?
She puts the tea. May I put the tea down
Yes.
first? Miss Cotta puts the tea down, takes the hug.
Bonnie
But
puts her hands around you and squeezes very tight. And you hear her inhale sharply. Thank you
hold her a little
for just
harder.
being here tonight. You don't have to explain anything, but you save people. You have been so good to me. Thank you.
It's my honor, Mom. Deserve someone as kind as you.
She lets go. Tears staining her cheeks.
From her sleeve, because of course she's got one. There's a handkerchief.
She takes it and dabs.
And I would, if it permitted, during the hug, as close as it was, I think just a little bit, the hair is being pushed off Miss Cotta's ears from the front of her face.
I think with as tight as the hug was, Bonnie felt those marks on through the dress. And her eye definitely catches the little notch in the top of your ear.
It's more like the lobish.
Lobish.
Else I wouldn't be
bit
able to
of
hide it.
it. Yeah. She catches
Miss
the notch in your
Cotta
ear,
quick.
and you do see a flash of recognition.
Miss Cotta quickly, with a nod, pushes her hair over the sides of her face. And this is why I don't like to wear my hair up, Mom.
I understand. Well, I'm not here to pry. I just wanted to say thank you. Wanted to check on you, because I also just needed some fresh air myself. She, shakily sips at the tea.
This one comes from a small company who has its production out beyond the sea view. It's a good blend for calming nerves, Mum.
It is delicious.
Yes.
Well,
Wait, so am I fired?
what? No, of course not.
But
What?
I didn't. I wasn't honest. I didn't.
I mean, you have a life before you were employed by me, Miss Cotta. Like, it hasn't affected your work at all, I assume. You have a life outside of your employ with me, like your accountant who is here tonight. It was honestly lovely to see you two together.
I mean, wait. He's what? Sorry, I'm not. Actually, can I ask your advice on something?
Of course.
What does it mean when someone says you're stunning? Is that did I hurt someone?
She sort of chortles into the tea a bit. Looks at you, puts a hand on your shoulder. She's like, "You have lived a very sheltered life, haven't you?"
I'll be honest with you, ma'am. The number of friends I can count on my hands is less than the number of fingers I have.
is attracted
And,
to you, Miss Cotter.
What does that mean?
Oh dear.
No, is is this like?
Do you know what romance is?
I mean, yes, it's usually the section of the library that. I mean, I haven't been to the library in a very long time.
You know, have you ever had someone in your life that you felt that you could spend all your time? They just brought you joy and made things better with just their presence.
She thinks of the twins. She thinks of. Her hand drifts again to the brooch. I mean, yes, but is it? Oh, is it like when?
You remember the relationships I had with my partners?
Yes, they made you very happy.
Yes. The accountant would, I think, like a relationship of that manner with you. Romantic, intimate. Oh. I mean, I
There's-
can't speak for him. Maybe he has other motivations, but honestly, the way he looks at you and complimented you tonight,
There is just this dot.
It is not my
But-
place. As
That
I w-
makes no
if-
sense. He's the accountant. I'm just a maid.
just as you've had a life before being a maid, I'm sure he had a life outside of being an accountant. I'm here if you need any advice, but I think
I'm just.
the next step is to have a long conversation with him.
There's the number of emotions going off Miss Cotter's face is just pure, like, not denial, just lack of understanding. She's like looking out to the ocean birch, and then her hands drift up and she actually pulls out the hairpin and like looks at it and looks at like looks at just the way that it sits and the type of thought that must have gone into it, and then what he was saying, and then there's like she just 404 errors. She's like, and as she's kind of frozen for a second, her ears twitch a little as like a little bit of color hits the sides of her face. And she just looks absolutely terrified over at Lady Sangles and goes, "What do I do now?
As I said, breathe,
What? No.
breathe.
Yeah,
In.
but what? No, that doesn't make sense. That no, that doesn't make sense. What?
You're a very attractive woman, Miss Cotter. I can see what he sees.
I'm a what? What?
Bonnie just has this like the thoughts of like the terror that just went downstairs like below just a few minutes ago have definitely just sort of left her mind as she's just like grinning ear to ear at watching you being flustered at this whole thing.
But wait,
I'm
just using her. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to do. She's
Then
like,
I-
she's like,
Miss Cotter.
What?
Miss Cotter.
yes, ma'am.
find some alone time, and with you and the accountant, sit down, just have a talk, see where it leads. Just, you know, I may, if you're okay with it, I can maybe have a word with him before this happens, just to.
Just to what? Mom, I
Clearly-
have no
clearly-
experience with this. I have only experienced the aftermath of many a breakup. And let me tell you, they were some of the most violent situations I've ever seen in my life.
Her,
Not
like,
me!
yeah, her eyes sort of darted towards the umbrella. She's like, uh-huh.
Not me, not me.
I can see that this is a confusing situation for you. I
It
can
is,
talk to him on your
because-
behalf if you would like.
I just... Mom,
Clearly, he is
does
not.
that mean he wants to do the things that you would do with Lord Sanguis, like holding hands and stuff? Is that how it works?
Possibly more than just holding hands, Miss Cotter, but as once I said, I'm not one to speak on his behalf. Maybe holding hands is enough for him. Maybe holding hands is all you can handle.
I mean, like, maybe I shouldn't have asked them to water down the alcohol.
Honestly, it's probably for the best. But once we get to shore,
Miss Cotta,
and
yes.
if it is better for you,
Mm.
maybe have some drinks with it. I've always found that a little bit of inebriation helps with just being honest. Anyway.
But alcohol doesn't work on me. There's a Miss Cotta has never looked so fluffy and so like a deep purple all over the edges of her cheeks, and every single one of her pale white freckles just stands out a little bit too far. Now her face is hot. She doesn't know what to do with her face when it's hot, and she's
Bonnie
she's,
offers you one of the cups, calming tea.
yes, ma'am, that sounds lovely. And then as she holds it, she smells it, and she remembers the first time she had a conversation like this, but she was on the other end and still didn't get it. And oh lordy, is this what Panama went? Okay. Wait, so what do I do about my feeling? Wait, what are my feelings supposed to be in this scenario?
That's for you to figure out, Miss Cotter. I'm happy to talk with you through them, but maybe when our adrenaline is a lot lower.
That sounds lovely. Takes a sip of calming tea, centers back to the view of a really nice soft pond and a little alcove of like a slatted fence around water, and just the tiniest smile, but also panic.
And
I'm sorry.
but I think unless there's anything else Miss Cotter wants to discuss with Lady Sanguis, I think we can back away from this.
I think that's fair, because most of it is going to be her hiding in the teacup and like in her hair. It's just
Yes.
all in her face now.
we will.
As this is
Hmm?
sorry.
No?
I was gonna say, as this is going on, Janus made his way upstairs into the main area and seen Dame Navarre. I don't believe she would still be talking with Janus. I think he went off to get his son. Cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to just kind of come up to her. Excuse me, Dame Navarre.
As you sort of approach her, she turns around, looks up at you. She's like, "Oh, Mr. Accountant. How can I help? Thank
Well,
you.
firstly,
Thank you for the rescue."
don't worry, it's part of my job. But speaking of, I have a couple of questions I'd like to just quickly ask you. Would you mind if we stepped outside for a moment?
She seems to hesitate, but okay.
As we kind of make our way towards, like, a little bit towards, like, I suppose the rear of the boat, like, I'm afraid I don't actually know your name, unless you'd prefer to be called Dame.
It is my preferred moniker, yes.
Very well. I have come to understand. Well, let me begin, more frankly. This name, Navarre, I happen to be quite familiar with it.
I mean, we do run a lot of community projects in Seraphor. If you've ever been there, you probably have heard the name.
I have indeed. I used to work there. Interestingly enough, I did come across some of the Navarre clan. Is that what you call yourselves, I believe?
Her expression sort of frowns for a sec, and then there's like a bit of a slight smile. She's like, "The Naval clan, yes. So you know of." I think I understand what kind of work you did in Seraphor then.
Then allow me to speak frankly. My name is the Accountant, and you do know who I am. Or at the very least, you knew who I was. I would like to make this explicitly clear. My sole allegiance is to the city of Arkpoint and the citizens within it, ensuring that it maintains the peace it has. Whatever you may have heard previously, those I have been in the employ of, that is no longer the case. But there is something that I want you to be very clear of. As, in all honesty, your presence here, it brings me a discomfort.
The feeling is mutual.
I'm glad to hear that. So, I will state this very sincerely. If you, Dame Navarre, or your clan, or anyone who knows your name, jeopardizes my family and the people I care about, some of which are on this boat.
She cocks a slight eyebrow at that one.
I'm not going to hide from you, Dame. But know this. Even the deepest pits of the gut rag itself will not be far enough away that you could hide from me. Whatever you do in this city, so be it. It's your business. I, on the other hand, am not involved. And I would like to keep it that way. I hope we can reach an understanding.
A simple, you stay out of my way, I stay out of your way, then.
Simple enough for me. But bear in mind, Lady Sanguis, I do quite enjoy this person. She has done quite good for this community and its people. Bear that in mind with your future actions.
Understood.
I trust the actions earlier within the boat. I offer this as an olive branch.
I accept.
A pleasure then. I
It was
trust
all
you'll
mine.
enjoy your evening.
Yes, what's left of it. Well,
Dame.
okay.
I give a nod. Gonna head off around the other direction of the boat. Make my way back around from the other entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Damn!
Ooh.
The spice.
That's gonna be fun.
She tries anything. He's made that process. I fucking haven't.
She knows the rules now.
Yeah, that's how this works.
So
Them's the
do
rules.
We
I.
know the rules.
Full commitment's what I'm speaking of. Sorry.
No, please. God dang it.
Ooh. Well. What's Janus been up to?
I think Janus has managed to locate Prague and is
Oh yes.
Prague.
Prague is coming right up to you.
Bark.
Hey Prague. You alright? Did you have fun? Listen, do me a favor and let me know if my mum starts to come over, okay?
He looks over. Your mum is kind of just like, she's got a cup of probably coffee, and just kind of just holding it up to her face, but not actually sipping at it. And she's just got a concerned look on her face. Your father has come and sat down next to her and put his arm around her. They seem to be having a bit of a quiet conversation.
Okay, I'm not grounded yet. Right. Bit concerning this thing with Scoop and Cameron, isn't it?
Oh. Where is Scoop at the moment? After Cameron was led away, what?
Scoop's what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not vibing. In his own world, in sitting where he was after the previous scene with him, just at the table, crossbow in hand, just sort of looking at it, admiring it. Lost in thought.
Roughly, how close are we to shore at this point?
How close do you want to be? Because, like, I'm happy to skip time to be, like, if someone wants to wait to have a scene after the Coast Guard arrive or something, or when you get to shore. The floor is yours at the moment.
All right. Unless anyone's got anything more pressing, I think after rendezvousing with the Coast Guard and like moving off all of the detainees onto the Coast Guard ship.
Yep. They get moved into the holding cells aboard the Coast Guard. It's like roughly the same size as the Cardinal Majesty, but sleeker. Sort of a patrol ship.
Skip's gonna head along with Cameron to make sure he gets aboard.
Just before Cameron's escorted off the deck, Janus is going to kind of come up to him. Cameron.
He looks at you as he's like between two of the guards. Yes. Young Amberwood, how can I help?
I meant what I said before about the election and wanting to do better. Who knows, maybe if you're a bit lucky, you'll be able to join in the running, but if not,
He looks at the guards, he's like, I'm pretty sure someone with any kind of criminal record is barred from running.
Then maybe you could have a think about who could represent you properly. Who you think would do your story justice.
I'm glad at least someone paying attention. We'll see if your words actually get turned into action, though, shall we?
Action it is. You have a good evening, Cameron.
Yeah.
Janus turns away back towards the main seating area.
I'd like to be leaning against a door, kind of watching this at the moment.
Yep. I think this conversation probably happened just near the double doors at the back of the bar. The accountant, if you want, at the other end of the room near the kitchen, you could be leaning on that door frame.
Absolutely.
At this point, Lady Sanguis has probably come down to the rest of the bar to organize things with the staff and Dame Naval and check everything's going on.
Would have gone with her, but she would have taken a moment to catch one last look at that spot on the cliffside.
Yep.
Before it disappeared.
I think as you have returned and are helping Lady Sanguis,
I am not looking at the accountant.
as you purposely don't look at the accountant, I think you would catch the occasional. Dame Naval seems to be. You would catch one or two times where she seems to be looking you over.
I don't want to interrupt that scene, so is it possible to catch?
Oh, she's not looking for your attention. She's just occasionally
no. I want to address the minor amounts of attention, but I would like the accountant to have his moment, please.
As Janus walks past, you did pretty good.
Thank you, sir.
Oh.
Now I've got to do something really stupid. Come on, Janus. Here we go.
Please.
And
Yours or yours.
he begins walking towards the stage area. If there's anything is there anything Miss Cotter or the accountant would like to do while Janus is making his way across the floor?
I grab a drink off a passing waiter and stay in the same place I was before.
I think the general vibe is Miss Cotta nods her head to Dame Naval. Is there something I can help you with, Mum?
Oh, no, you've done so much tonight. Thank you, Miss Cotter, was it?
Yes, Miss Cotta.
Yes.
Is there something the matter, Mum?
Oh, I've just caught a little off guard with everything that's happened. It's been quite a... Yeah, I don't know what to do with all this violence and whatnot.
I'd like to inside track that, please.
Oh, yeah.
Natural fucking 20, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell she's fucking lying through her teeth. Like, she's hiding it well, but, you've spent time around Ricky. You know how these things are.
She needs to step the fuck up.
Yeah, like, similar, like, skills to Ricky in terms of, like, speaking half-truths and outer lies and whatnot, like, but, yeah.
A double speak.
Yeah.
I think as...
Like, you know that, I mean, given the information you have about her, you're like, yeah, this person's totally been involved in violence before and is
right.
totally checking me out because of what I did.
There is like as given that we came down amicably, I think Miss Cotter goes, "Oh, that's completely understandable, Madame. After all, as I mentioned prior, I am Lady Sanguis's assistant, and I will assist wherever she needs me. If it needs me to protect her,
You have a varied skill set then.
Yes, I do. I am very good at my job. Also, Mum, just heads up, you twitch a little when you said that. Just a little bit, left finger. Subtle, twisted toward the inside.
She looks down
Just
at her finger. She's like,
just thought you should know.
thank you. Noted.
No worries. As you are a guest of Lady Sanguis, you are also within my care.
I'm glad to hear.
Have a lovely evening, Mum. Just let me know if there's anything else I can get for you. As there's a distinct turn, and that was very much, and I'm pretty sure she could read it. Don't try anything with her, because the moment you're not a guest of Lady Sanguis, you're not my responsibility.
Noted.
Well, Dame Naval brought good, clean business.
Got up on stage, Janus.
Yep. Janus stepping up to the stage area.
Yep. Step in front of all the instruments. The band sort of just left there because no one's playing any music at the moment.
Swipes an empty glass and a mostly clean fork off the bar and here goes nothing. May I have everyone's attention, please?
All the guests and stuff sort of stop what they're doing and turn to look at you.
I realize not everyone understands why this has happened.
Just a bunch of violent terrorists. What's there to understand?
The events that have just occurred are a symptom of a far greater problem within our great city. A problem that we, the privileged, the wealthy, and the influential, have allowed to spread and fester under our care. That problem is desperation. These people attacked us because they were desperate, neglected, betrayed. Desperate. Because we failed to care for them when they needed us most. Cameron, their leader, swore an oath to protect this city and her allies. Was wounded in the line of duty. And then when he returned home, by all accounts, a hero and a war veteran, he was abandoned. That would make anyone angry. So much of the crime throughout our city is because people in need aren't getting the care that they deserve. And I believe that here tonight we have the power to make things better. Each of us gathered here tonight to support Lady Sanguis in our rehabilitation center. That proves that we've got it in us to do the right thing, to make this city a beautiful place for everyone. The common folk, the sick, the elderly, and us. Let's make this city somewhere everyone can be proud to live. Or else, this will happen again, as it happened before. Those of you who are on the council or are vying for council positions, we have a lot of work to do to heal the wounds in the underbelly of our city. If you're unwilling or unable to do that, then the opportunity will come soon enough to step aside and make way for someone who will. We have a lot of work to do. Let's do it together. Thank you for your time.
Scotta starts clapping.
Yeah, there's a soft round of applause from everyone. I think your father comes up and joins you on stage. And thank you, Janus. He's right. Tonight proves that there are problems in our city that do need fixing. And it's our duty to fix them. I can't really say anything better than what Janus says, but everything that went down tonight will be followed up on, and there will be change. Thank you. There's smaller sort of clapping.
I'd like to burn a superiority dice, please.
Go on.
The mechanics support the role
And
play.
use
Grip attack.
My commanding presence. Maneuver.
Oh, hey.
I would like to assist this with my
If you-
aura of reassurance. and
If you made me
protection.
roll anything, I'm gonna throw a d8 at it.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask you to roll a persuasion check with advantage, because that was an amazing speech.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And add your superiority dice, I guess.
Yay. That is a 25.
Hey, that's our boy. Our boy.
Yeah. Yes, there. Quite enthusiastic applause was what followed your speech there. as the Cardinal Majesty makes its way back into port.
If Janus catches Miss Cotter's eye at any point, she looks very proud of you.
I think the Cardinal Majesty makes its way into port. Guests make their way off the ship and back to wherever they're going. It's close to midnight at this point.
Tong.
I think we'll just have a few last scenes of what the rest of you are all up to
Shit.
at this moment. As this is the end of this arc, sir.
Hmm.
How's everyone ending this?
I'd like to congratulate Janus.
Oh. He's definitely got the face of a man who just went up on stage unprompted.
Don't worry. If your repertoire with a weapon is any indication of your progress with public speaking, you'll nail it in about 6 to 8 weeks.
Plenty of time to practice then.
I think you really got through to them.
I hope so. I really hope so.
For those who choose not to listen, there is the crossguard I think you used. That was something.
That's something I found in a manuscript.
Just, I wanted you to know. I was thinking about how to deal with the situation earlier. And you were the person I came to the conclusion of. I asked myself, what would Janus do? And well, everyone lived. So maybe you're onto something.
With that, Janus kind of relaxes a little bit as he realizes that, yeah, everyone did live. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, but don't think this gets you out of any further training. You're not that good yet.
Not even close. I saw that uppercut. That was clean.
My shirt caught a little. Did you, if you didn't have plans, I was thinking of getting a kebab. Seeing where the others are, maybe they'd like to join.
Yeah. It does feel like a kebab sort of night, doesn't it?
I didn't really eat much.
We didn't really have the chance, did we?
This always happens.
What is it with us and parties?
They keep inviting us. Go on. Let's go see where the others are.
I think, actually, Miss Cotter has, after things have done and things have eased over, she's actually gone to Scoop. Mr. Scoop, do you still have any injuries?
A few. They're fine, I'll go away on them.
Is there anything I can assist with?
Nothing immediately comes to mind. How did you fare with the all that stress? You doing okay?
No, and yes, I had some Interesting news put on me that I'm still not quite sure how to process. Honestly, but if you're talking about that situation, that's not the worst I've ever been in. Or the best. But you seemed pretty close to it, sir.
Yeah, strange to see a friend doing something so deplorable.
This distinct pause in Miss Cutter's candor. When we have a perspective, sometimes our lack of awareness of others can tunnel us. I'm not saying that your friend was necessarily wrong by any means. At all. But you two may be on different sides of different tunnels, is probably where I'm going with that. What made you decide to become a detective?
Just sort of felt like the right thing to do. It makes me happy.
She nods. And do you believe that there's a right way to go about being a detective?
I'd say so.
And who taught you that?
Some good books.
I do like books. This is, honestly, never going to amount to the most stressful situation I've been under. So I'm fine. But you look hungry and tired and like you've had to live through a little.
Just a bit.
And that aura of reassurance is still just there, calm. Just understand, Mr. Scoop, that while I may not fully understand your perspective, I have your back in that tunnel, should you need it. And I believe the others do too. Though, how to explain how we all know each other, especially with Janus?
He is a bit of an odd one out.
Is it the attire? Is it because he's the only one wearing color?
I don't know, the accountant had that nice outfit.
But the accountant always dresses really nicely.
It's a little strange, really. His aesthetic is very kind of counter-aligned with being a detective. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that.
Does an aesthetic hinder whether or not someone can be a good detective, sir?
Of course, you have to look the part if you want to embody what it is to be a detective.
You were a detective tonight, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And you're wearing similar clothes to what you would the accountant would normally. Does that stop you being a detective?
That's a good point. Maybe there are loopholes and caveats.
Besides, Mr. Accountant seems to get at least the work done, however he may be dressed.
Got accurate with the results. Here we are, head of the case. Very little damage done. No one got hurt. Well, none of the people we were trying to protect got hurt. Someone got hurt,
Yes.
I didn't see it.
I wouldn't necessarily know, but it seems like being trapped on a vessel with a lot of feelings probably did a lot of people a large number of things. Janus, for example, seemed, I said at the start he was looking pretty mature, but he really has grown up.
Well.
They always grow up so fast.
Wasn't so stressful. I mean, what harm could a bunch of guys with crossbows do?
I look at you directly. Uh-huh. I've seen what a good crossbow shot can do, sir.
Yeah, well. In the hands of... I guess Cameron's had similar training to me. That's why it was such a important asset to take out at the start.
It can't have been easy, though.
Oh, I've got plenty of training in that kind of thing.
Belching fire at a friend, by the sounds of things? I'm sorry, I'm not fully in the loop.
Well, it's fine. He got his breath attack on me once anyway.
Oh. I can't say I fully understand, but alright.
Never did quite wash out.
Quite push. What do you mean by...
Out of character.
Do
I
you
feel
need
like
borax?
I've like cleaning,
Just-
like...
Does it need baking soda? That should probably... That gets out most stains.
Oh, I read somewhere. In fact, he kept telling me to use a base, whatever the hell that meant.
Base... Oh, like... When acid... Oh no. Do you still have the shirt?
Oh no, it's packed away somewhere full of holes. Only some of them are there. Others are crossbow holes. It's a whole thing.
Alright. Well, we should probably find the others. I should check on Lady Sunglass as well. I suppose Miss Cotta asks generally if Lady Sag... she's gonna check, like... Actually, she's gonna go to Lady Sagwas first, because she needs advice.
What is your
If she's-
wisdom?
Oh, person. My brain's like, oh, member of Polycule.
Oh, lady of the cursed dinner parties, what is your wisdom? He likes you, you dense I'm gonna stop this until...
Ma'am.
Now, Keith.
Specifically, kid. Lady Sanguis, ma'am. Will I... What do I do at the end of a party if I have a +1? We talked about what to do during and before. What should I do now?
You tend to leave together.
Oh.
But...
Right.
I mean, this was a bit of an unusual party. But you want to just go home? I would... At least you should let him know.
No, I should probably make sure that everyone's been fed. I don't think we got a chance to eat actually much of anything. Do you need any assistance though, Mum? Should I advise anybody to... would you prefer me home? Or... starts backing away. It's just like, no, you're fine, goodbye, good luck, what's going on?
You're fine. I believe, someone's here to see you?
Prague! Oh my goodness, Progustina, you hurt? Are you alright? Takes over the dog. Full pets.
He just loves the pets. He's unhurt.
Oh, thank goodness. And where did you get up to, young man? Oh. Good-er, bad-er?
Sounds like a good one. It sounds...
Okay. I handled it.
Yeah,
Sounds like he's in
it's like
denial.
I don't think I should tell you.
She's got the single raised eyebrow peering over the spectacles.
He looks away at the accountant across the room. He's like, oh, like gestures.
Yes, I was just on my way.
Good luck.
Good. Why do I need luck for something like? What? What's Prague?
Huh?
I might need your help.
Sure. Huh.
If I look like I'm freaking out, just like poke me or something. If I'm really freaking out, a bite sore.
Sure.
Okay. And yep, cool. Walks over, still avoiding all eye contact.
So you walk over.
That's
I think
what-
at this point, Scoop and the accountant and Janus are all chatting.
Apparently I'm supposed to leave the party with you guys, so what now? Still avoiding all eye contact. Will like look around the accountant's face, but not directly at them at all.
The accountant definitely notices this behavior.
It's a 5-year-old could notice this behavior.
But can Janus?
Could you please, if it's an insight check, I'd say that the DC is like a 4.
Plenty of room for failure.
The accountant is beaming, by the way. He's so happy. He's having a great day.
By Jove, he's done it. He's noticed.
It's a 5.
It's a nat 20.
Holy shit!
This Cotter seems
Everything.
weirdly nervous.
Everything falls into
Weirdly
place.
nervous. Everything falls into place. Weirdly nervous, avoiding all eye contact. If you weren't keenly looking for it, you'd see that there's a slight dust to the cheeks.
Well, we figured that seeing as we hadn't actually managed to get any food yet,
Oh yes.
well, there's a kebab place down on the dock. Thought it'd be nice if we just went and got something to eat.
I'm honestly quite hungry. So that sounds lovely, thank you.
Sounds like a plan.
The accountant now has like a slightly weird, confused look on his face as he notices you not looking at his face.
She starts to walk in the direction that you pointed. Are we heading?
You make your way
Yeah, yes.
off the Cardinal Majesty down the gangplank as
Yep.
various guests depart to their own homes and whatnot, and various conversations happen between watch officials and yeah. But you are allowed to leave.
Right. Okay. This
Uh,
card is oddly at the head of the pack, even though. And then she pauses, like, I don't actually know where this place is.
A couple of blocks away from where the Cardinal Majesty is moored, you eventually come across this this building. It's sort of got an open base where you can walk in, and there's chairs and tables set up in there, and like along the back there's like a counter, and behind that you can see the door to a kitchen. Smell of various seafood meats and spices and seasonings
Oh,
waft through.
I want fish and chips now.
I swear this place gets better every time.
You can definitely smell the hot oil from the fryers.
Do I know the name of the guy who runs this place? Just out of curiosity. Surely.
Probably.
I mean, we
give me a
might
name.
not.
Charlie.
Charlie.
Shirley.
That is now.
Shirley or Charlie?
Charlie now.
Charlie now.
Cool
Charlie. He's a sea elf.
Ooh, Triton. Well,
Tried and
without the
tested.
law. Tried and tested.
Charlie.
Crabs.
Oh no!
Good God.
King Love
Excuse
Crab.
my companions. I'm sorry it's late.
We're open late.
4 of your finest.
For you, accountant, no worries. Coming up.
There's a hand.
You want sides with them?
Sorry, Miss Cotter.
It looks again for distinctly away, and if I may have a salad, and maybe some vegetables, if you have it. My body doesn't too.
We can do a salad. No worries.
Thank you.
4 kebabs and a salad.
Coming right up.
Kebab. So good.
They pop to the kitchen, and after about 5-10 minutes, they come back. You've got your delicious crab meat seasoned with lettuce, onion, tomato sauce, wrapped
Don't
in a
do this to me.
nice fluffy round bread.
Just before dinner.
The salad has similar sort of vegetables, a couple of extra, like some cucumbers and whatnot, maybe some couscous style stuff.
Oh, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Bright
Charlie's
lemon
good
dressing.
people.
You're all gathered around this sort of, it's just a metal table and chairs. No fancy cushioning or anything.
Oh, I can hear the screech of moving those chairs around.
Yeah, there's quite as they scrape across the floor. You try not to move too much.
I give one to Prague. Just
Yeah, gobbles that down along with the rest of you. And
I like
and
to.
half of mine.
I like to
And
think.
half of mine. Sorry.
I like to think that we talk for a while, but I suppose my question: who is the first person who leaves?
Is it Janus with his bloody?
Possibly.
I think
At some point after eating, he realizes he has a mother who's probably going to kill him.
I think
Destroy
actually,
him.
like, not just before you finish, I think your father comes and finds you. And, like, we're heading home, Janus.
Oh, all right. I'll be right with you.
No worries.
It's always fun seeing all of you.
Likewise.
We should really try and do this more often.
Every single time we've gone to eat, there's been combat or murder.
And there's no better way to finish a night than a kebab.
I don't know about you. I've had an excellent day so far.
Good to hear. You did good today, Janus. Stay safe going home. And if you've got
I
any
will.
bruises, use the thing I gave you. It'll fix it right up.
Will do. I do appreciate it. And I'm wearing my armor this time.
Yes, I did notice that.
Enjoy your night, everyone.
Will do.
Janus, as gently as possible, pushes his chair in. Just a little screech.
Oh,
And then
so good.
heads over to meet up with his parents.
Yeah. There's a carriage awaiting you that takes you home. Leaving Scoop, Scotter, and the accountant.
As he's leaving, Niskota has like this wistful kind of like nostalgic look in her eye, and they do grow up so fast, don't they?
He's still got a fair way to go.
Maybe less than we think.
You underestimate just how good he's going to be.
She looks you in the eye for the first time since like freaking out earlier, and there is a perhaps. But they always do grow up so much faster than you think. And he's a lot smarter than I think any of us give him credit for.
Too smart, actually.
Frustratingly so.
Yeah, we gotta do something about that, to be honest with you.
Oh, are you feeling threatened?
I don't get threatened. It's just gonna get him into trouble, probably. That's what happens to clever people.
So does that happen to you often then?
Never.
I see.
Often.
I should probably head home soon too, even if...
So you didn't get fired?
No! Shockingly. In fact, she kind of just dismissed that I had a life. Not in a bad way, but in a it doesn't matter way, which I'm still trying to understand. And then we pause, eyes wise. And then we had another conversation after that. I should probably head out pretty soon, actually.
Well, I think we're probably wrapped up here. Would you like me to walk you?
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
It's a 5. Does Prague come and do the save? Like he said
Yeah, I think Prague puts his head on your lap.
Hand instinctively goes, gives him scritches behind the ears. Sure. Yes. Miss Lady Sagwa said something about leaving together with a +1, so I suppose that's the protocol for that sort of thing. But what about Mr. Scoop? What are you going to be doing after this? Are you going to be okay? That was rough on you.
That's alright.
It's down there, 4th shawarma, but is not a shawarma, but kebab. Krabrama.
I think we'll all be fine. Just remember, as a detective, if you're not getting threads, you're not doing your job right.
I feel like that might be misplaced logic.
In fairness, I have read that in a book as well.
Was it the same book he learnt it from?
Who's to say?
So
The
love
book
you.
I said about tunnels, Mr. Scoop. Oh, lordy.
Well,
Okay. Shouldn't be too far. Yes. Come on, Prague. Let's go.
kind of give Scoop a slightly strange look, like, hmm?
Are you seeing what I'm fucking seeing? She's acting weird, right? It's weird,
Yeah,
right?
That's the look.
Hope she didn't have one of my cocktails.
If you said that out loud, her immediate response would be, it wouldn't affect
Alcohol
me
has
much
no
anyway.
effect on her.
Yeah, that. Keep singing. Help.
Scoop carries antitoxin everywhere he goes. Everyone else, I'm fine.
Except for Janus. Maybe for Janus should have antitoxin on him, honestly. Might be
That's a
wise.
lesson he hasn't learned yet.
Soon. Oh my god, I can feel it already. Anyway.
Okay.
Ah.
Miss Cotter and the accountant make your way through the night streets.
Walking slowly, faster. She's not running. She's just brisk pacing. That's all. Just nervous. That's all. Nothing to
Miss
worry about.
Cotter,
Yeah. Yes.
if this is about what I've previously said,
Oh. Looks concerned immediately. Forgets. Are you okay?
I'm worried that you're not, actually. If I've left you to talk to Lady Sanguis and you've become uncomfortable or something.
Oh no, honestly, it was probably the right move. She did understand. Kind of. I didn't tell her anything because if I told her everything, then well, you know what happens when people know stuff, and yeah, I wouldn't do that to her anyway, and then I'd have to leave again, and I won't have to stay at your apartment though, so we don't need to worry about that. So, but thank you for the offer. You don't need to the inconvenience. So that sorry.
It wouldn't have been, but that's fine. So,
What?
are you okay?
In what way? Again, checks over herself.
You catch Prague's eye as you're looking over yourself, and he just gives you a stare.
What?
Yeah, what he
Oh,
said.
I mean, I'm not uncomfortable. That's the wrong word. I'm just confused and a little flustered, I guess.
Is this about the other thing we talked about?
Which other thing? Oh, the detective thing? No, I'm honestly all power to you. It's good to that you're finding your place. What?
That's what I'm thinking. Miss
Need-
Carter, you're acting very strangely. What is going on? If you don't want to tell me, just say you do not wish to tell me. I won't press it any further.
It's not that I don't want to tell you, it's that I don't understand it. And I don't really know what to do with my own thoughts on it, honestly. I don't. You definitely don't make me feel uncomfortable. I always feel safe around you.
Well, and I'm glad to hear it. I hope you are safe around me. I mean, I'd like to keep you.
Are you walking during this conversation, or have you stopped?
Yes,
I'm not sure. I'm assuming
Well-
we're walking.
I should be walking.
Cool. Miss Carter, can you roll me a dexterity save throw as Prague walks under your feet?
Fuck. No way! Oh, what is this storytelling dice? It's a fucking 2.
You trip.
I trip on.
As Prague sort of weaves between your legs, you kind of trip and stumble
Prague
into
and.
the account.
I catch.
Oh,
Of course. I don't even think
what
about
the
it.
hell is this wing dog? Miss Cotta is, now that you see her up close, bright purple. Sorry. Usually I'm much better than this. Prague, what the hell?
I'm kind of. He just stares at your eyes for a moment.
She's trying. She doesn't know what to do. Sorry.
You don't have to say sorry.
Are you okay? Did I accidentally get you with one of the knives? What?
Miss Carter, you could probably stab me and I'd still be okay with you.
That's concerning.
you're concerning.
I mean,
In the best
What's-
way.
what's. Wait, is this. Hang on, does this have something to do with what Lady Sangwa said about. And she's just even if you're still holding her, she's just started playing with her hair. She's pulling at it a little bit just to kind of anchor herself.
Unless you've actively tried to move, I wouldn't actually think about
She
letting you go
hasn't.
specifically.
She hasn't. But it's. Takes a
What-
deep breath in. Lady Sanguis said, I don't know how to say it, because I don't quite understand or believe it or any of that.
I'd like to insight.
Yes, please.
Please, please.
Please, I'm begging you, save us from this.
I was
We
so
got you.
worried the dice wouldn't do me good.
Deliver us.
24.
Cool.
24, yep.
Miss Coda, he got a 24 against your insight.
She is blushing and flustered. You can tell that she is aware of the concept that you have affections for her, finally, after all this time. And she doesn't know what to do next. She doesn't know how to feel. She doesn't know. And she's a little scared that you might hate her. If you knew.
Miss Cotter,
I guess.
I think I know what Lady Sanguis told you.
Again, purple. Really? Is that the case? I knew you were observant, but damn.
Well, perhaps not that observance.
Hmm?
I didn't quite know what to say to make you understand.
Understand. Oh.
I would like to be with you, and I don't mean as a business partner, and I don't mean just fighting. I would like to give you flowers, and I would like to walk places with you and hold your hand. I would like to be there when you need someone to be there, wherever it is or whatever it is. I care for you more than I have actually cared for another person, and it terrifies me because I don't know what you will do with that. And I can only hope that maybe, for some reason, you actually give a damn about me like that.
Mr. Accountant, sir, I'm not worth it. I don't know if I'm allowed. I'm not supposed. I wasn't supposed to ever have that sort of feeling. And so I never really have. And I'm scared that if you knew why I don't want to be left in a fire again.
I will tell you this. Whatever you need, I will be there. And whatever you have done, that doesn't matter because that's not who you are to me. You're not worthless. You've changed my life in every way that I care about. I could spend the rest of what life I have left trying to repay you for everything you've given me, and it still wouldn't be enough, no matter what you've done or who you think you are. The only person who gets to decide what you can have is you. And if you want
She
me,
doesn't-
I'll be here.
She doesn't push away, but she does loosen any sort of tension. And looking down at her feet for the most part. I'm not sure what it is yet. But am I allowed to hold your hand?
There is nothing more that I want right now. And I keep one hand kind of holding on to you because I'm still not sure how well balanced you are. But
She's fine.
also, you're. I don't care. My other hand, I will move up and kind of engulf yours.
It's small, they're well worn, incredibly scarred. Like cuts. But she gives you her dominant hand, which you'd probably recognize is probably the biggest sign of trust.
Miss Cotter.
One moment. Still processing. Yes?
Would you allow me to hold your hand and walk you home?
She nods. Okay. But genuinely, I don't know what to do next, so, yes.
I don't think I've ever been as out of my depth as I am in this very moment, so right now everything's way better
So we're
than
on
I
the same
expected.
We're on the same page. Cool. Lovely. Understood.
One step at a time.
Okay. So hold hands, and then I might need to talk to Lady Sanguis about this.
I looked at it, Prague, just like, yeah, same.
And I guess you walk her home. And
You-
holy shit!
I'm not sure if any more words are said, but you both keep holding hands all the way to
It's like
Sanguis
the
townhouse.
occasional like pointed like, oh, that's an interesting line, just like anything, but like she's still not. No gaze. Just can't. Holy crap! What? Oh.
And as we watch you walk under the streetlights, camera I think pans back to a certain dragonborn on the docks.
Oh.
Scoop your
Scoop crunches up the remaining of his wrapper, his kebab wrapper, and tosses it to a nearby bin. Guess it's time to go home. takes a couple steps into the dark and misty night. Gets back after a long walk in the dark, returns to his office, puts his hand on the knob to turn it, and looks up at the words written on it. Turns the knob, walks inside. Seeing all the boxes, starts to unpack them as the door swings closed.
And we see the door close in front of the camera as it slowly pans out. It's dark on the dock. There's a soft light shines through the door. We see the words. Detective Scoop. Private Snoop. That's where we end today's session. And end
We did
the
it.
Cardinal Majesty fancy dress party arc. Oh boy.
We survived.
All aboard the Fields train.
Did it?
Fields train.
Fields train.
Woohoo!
Oh, damn.
I have so many feelings right now.
There's feelings all around.
We did it!
We
Kind
did
of.
it! It was like right there, and like the ship was going, and then it went whoa right past as it was trying to like almost crash into that iceberg.
Prague wasn't gonna let that happen. It took,
Prague is
it
the
took,
ultimate
it took,
Prague or the DM?
it took Lady Sanguis and Prague. I mean, they're not what? They don't have an agenda that I'm pushing for.
It just wants what's best for both of us. In
Exactly.
Their own ways.
It is. It's 1000% that. It's just that. Oh.
We got
look,
Wing Dog,
Prague-
we got Wing Boss, we got Wing Dice.
Look,
Oh
Lady
my god,
Sanguis,
the
just-
dice!
Good job, Dice.
thank you, Dice.
Thank you, dice. But also, Oh.
Oh. Yes. No, that
And
was.
now we get to wait.
Yes. Now for post-game announcements. Some good and bad news once again. So the bad news is that there won't be any new Arkpoint sessions or games during December. We're taking a bit of a break for the holidays. We will be back, I think the 5th of January will be the next session.
Mhm.
That's December. Yes, Friday the 5th of January will be our next session. However, we won't be completely doing nothing on this channel. In 2 weeks, on the 8th of December, as a bit of a celebration for hitting our 100 subs on YouTube,
We did it!
we're going to do a
Good.
community Q&A. So if you have any questions that you want to ask the cast of Arkpoint, the college as a whole, if you have fan theories and stuff you want to share, we'll probably also be doing a bit of a breakdown of the story so far during that, just so everyone's, because it's been stretched out over a bit of a while. So we'll have a fun little cast discussion. There will be a place on our Discord where you can share your questions, and we'll also be taking them from live chat and just generally just a community hangout and Q&A. That will be the 8th of...
Cosmo.
Hmm?
Are we allowed to ask questions too
I mean-
as the cast members?
You are definitely allowed to ask questions. I think that's everything.
Hmm. We did gain some followers, Cosmo. Maybe we should shout them out.
Thank you. Thank you to Alpha Wolf, Onyx Locket, and Yard Runs 21 for following us. We appreciate your support. Welcome to the College of Inspiration, where we seek to inspire you with our role-playing adventures. We hope you stick around and enjoy all that we do here.
Just want to say, Alpha Wolf, if that name is a reference to the band, hell yeah. And if it's not, hell yeah.
It's a cool name.
All right.
Okay. Let's
get to inspiring.
let's take our bardic inspiration. So we're going to go raid. Our raid call is we give you bardic inspiration.
Sorry.
And we are raiding GM Workshop.
We are currently doing a 24-hour charity stream.
Ooh, hell yeah. They definitely need our inspiration then. So, thank you to everyone for watching. We will catch you next time. And always remember to stay inspired.
Stay inspired.
Stay inspired.
Everybody.